Hey everybody, welcome back to Let's Play Plants vs. Zombies. I'm Nye.
I'm Nico.
And I'm here too.
And trance is delicious.
Apparently. I don't know if that's how I would describe, that level, that type of music, but, we'll go with that. Okay, so let's go ahead and pick up a sunflower. We'll do the usual, kernel pult. Definitely need, flower pot, then kernel pult. We'll do tall nuts, pumpkins. Let's see.
This is a stage that would do well with coffee bean magnet shroom.
Yeah, well, they're kind of forcing it, because the last level I got shroom.
Fair.
So they're kind of forcing me to take it.
At least this time.
But it's showing how useful it is.
Let me try that again. At least this time you're not dealing with kamikaze bungee.
Yeah. Well, I'm trying to see if I'm gonna if you're gonna take if I'm gonna take coffee bean, I might as well take puff shrooms too.
They're not worth waking up.
Well, I was just gonna throw them into things just to keep things away.
As a blank pot, it's not
But,
worth it. You're better off buying like a jalapeno or a squash or something.
Yeah, but it feels like such a waste to put a coffee bean in for one shroom, you know?
In many of my builds, I've found it's not.
Okay.
Really depends
But
on
it
how
strongly
much
depends on what your build is.
Depends a lot on I was gonna say like how much you want to rely on a particular kind of shroom.
I guess I'll put in what do I want as that last slot? I don't know. I mean, this should be a pretty easy fight.
I recommend for the last slot either ice shrooms, because while expensive, they freeze the whole screen, or jalapenos, which are what you took.
Yep. I mean, I don't like those reset button plants. They're not fun. Well, less reset button and more oh shit button. Like, I typically don't need them. Like, you saw some of my earlier levels. I didn't need an oh shit button. I was able to plant fast enough to get it going, unless there was nothing I could have done. So, it's kind of a...
They're not oh shit buttons, they're necessary tools. And
Yeah.
for others, if there's one thing I've learned playing Dark Souls, it's play that you'll never need the oh shit button that you have.
Better to have it and not need it than suddenly find you require it and don't have it.
Well, generally me, I don't take oh shit buttons. I take enough firepower that I don't need them. That's how I try to play with games that I play, but, as you said, everybody plays a different way.
See, I favor the defensive approach, so I tend to I tend to like using things like the cherry bombs and the chili peppers.
Well, me, generally, I turtle up. I'm generally a turtle player. I like to build as good a defensive as I possibly can, and then beat you by sustaining through you.
I like to phase from initial heavy defense to full-blown offense. By setting up my delays at the beginning of the stage, I get enough time to start rapid-firing down heavy offensives, and that, I feel, works well.
Like, give you an example, I've been playing a lot of Super Smash Bros. Lately. And generally, and I'm not an amazing Smash player, and even less so on the 3DS, because I have a lot of problem with the control scheme. So, I'm not really all that good, and I'll be the first one to tell you that. But what I did find is that a friend of mine who I play against, who admittedly is a lot better at the game than I am, I'm generally able to keep myself alive to the point where they can't keep themselves alive anymore. And that's how I play. And then by the time they find themselves knocking me out of the stage, I'm knocking them out of the stage. That's how I play most games. But it doesn't always work. So, for example, I tend to be pretty bad at StarCraft. because that type of turtle strategy doesn't usually work in StarCraft. So, you know. Okay, I need a
If
pot.
you're ever at a LAN tournament, and you want to see a whole bunch of people just flinch in horror, have your cell phone's ringtone be "Nuclear launch detected." or StarCraft.
Oh, God.
I used to be that player, so believe me, I understand.
Yeah. You'll have people frantically searching for the pixel.
Now, I used to be, back when StarCraft 1 was the StarCraft to play, and it still is in many ways, but back when StarCraft 1 was the StarCraft of choice, I used to be the Terran player who my strategy was to keep myself alive just long enough to launch my nuclear offensive.
I tended to be that bastard with all the bunkers.
But for me, it tended to it depended on who I was playing with and what my plan was and who I was playing as. If I was Terrans, I nuked you to death. If I was Protoss, I carrier arbited you to death, and I didn't play Zerg.
The way I worked was, we always in school did these big multiplayer games of it. I would play Terran, and my first thing to produce would be an SCV. And that SCV would go to where no one was and build my real base. And whenever I noticed my main base was under attack, I'd find out who it was that was attacking it and land my real base on top of theirs and just maul it from the inside.
Risky.
Considering we typically played in limited groups, it actually ended up working really well a lot of the time, because I do this repeatedly. Whenever my main base gets busted, I make a secondary main base.
I was never good at StarCraft. I was always the use map settings guy. That's what I played. I didn't really play the regular games, but I loved playing stuff like Knights vs. Kings, Poker, and the other use map settings games. I was really upset when StarCraft 2 didn't really allow for them.
Yeah.
That kind of slipped into their modding sets, really.
Well, I mean, I'm glad they got it. They got to it eventually. They got, but the problem was I had stopped playing StarCraft 2 by the time that became a thing again.
I liked StarCraft. I like StarCraft. I like StarCraft 2. I like StarCraft in general. I get into moods where I'll like to play a tactical game, but there's a lot of them that I could play that are just like more easily available, especially since StarCraft 2 is not a small title to install and run.
Nah, it's huge.
Personally, I still think some of the best strategy games of all time are the front mission games.
Never got into them.
I love the front mission games, but they are like all but impenetrable to somebody who doesn't know what they're doing.
I don't mind learning them, but I mean, it's
Well, it's the sort of game where you can target the opposing mech's arms or various body parts to affect different parts, but you could just force the guy inside to eject.
My favorite way to pick off foes in those games has always been mow down their primary weapon arm, then cut the legs.
Yeah,
that's not a bad way to go.
That's usually like the safe but effective choice for that.
I save the bodies for whoever on my team needs the EXP, because killing a foe gets a huge chunk of EXP.
Oh yeah.
And see, me, the only RTS I felt I was really good at was actually probably Supreme Commander. That's probably the only one I ever felt I was actually good at.
Note, Front Mission is not an RTS. It's a TBS.
Well.
Yeah, it's tactical rather than action.
I feel I'm a little bit okay at those, but I'm not particularly good at them.
I am completely ass at RTS, but I'm pretty mean at TBS.
There's some of them I can do. Like I really like doing stuff like Civ is fun and Age of Wonders and stuff. That's fun for me. But at a certain point, it's I can only deal with them so much because the opening is so slow on those games.
I think a Civ Let's Play might be a good thing for you to run, Nye.
Oh god.
Only if other people join me.
Yeah, because those take... Well, the problem is they take forever. That
Well,
is sort of...
Well, here's the other thing. Not only do they take forever, but I play on Marathon.
Yeah, the kind of thing that you can do in Northern Lion and update it every day for 4 years.
Yeah, him and his XCOM.
I would lose interest in that.
I'm actually referring to his Binding of Isaac.
But that's not an RTS, or even a turn-based strategy.
No, but it is a Northern Lion Let's Play that's been running for ages.
It is the Northern Lion Let's Play that's running on for ages.
Mm-hmm.
I mean,
more.
I could potentially do that. Just, it's, you know, I need to have other people in, and I'd probably be more interested in something like, again, Age of Wonders. Like, that's the type of thing I would love to do, because it feels more interesting than Civ.
Then
Civ,
why
I
not
always...
do it? If you have it, you could do it.
Not enough people.
No. See, if you want to go for something that's really, really obscure... Settlers. I have seen like 0 people ever play the Settlers series.
The only Settlers I want to play has Catan at the end of it.
There's also one called, I think it's something like Construction Co.
No idea.
That sound familiar at all? Mako would probably recognize it.
No, that one's not actually ringing any
It's the
bells.
one where you play a housing developer, but you're more like the Mafia.
Nope, not ringing many bells
You
there.
play a housing developer, but you're more like the Mafia.
Hold on, I'll see if I can find the name. It's quite good.
Oh, good. This is wonderful. This is exactly the level of stupid that I wanted to happen to me right now.
Oh dear.
That's fine, we're good. Nothing bad will happen here. Oh, wow.
I have fond memories of the Settlers games, or at least the one that I had, which I think was Settlers 2. It had one of the best anti-piracy measures. In that particular generation of games where, you know, they were designed to do weird things to the game as an anti-piracy measure. So
Okay.
if the game game copy detected that you were playing like a not official copy, what you would Zen Garden Mode.
Yep.
One of my favorites.
Found a watering can. In honor of this, he presents me my own very own Zen Garden with a couple of sprouts. Grow them to full size, and they'll reward me nicely. So the idea behind this is that you gradually grow these over the course of several hours.
Like
Or something.
real hours.
Like real hours. Every set, I think it's every 3 real hours, something like that. The plants will request something new. So right now they're requesting water. You water them 3 times, and they give you money every single time you do it. And then eventually they will request fertilizer. So now we have to go to the shop and we have to buy fertilizer. And the problem is, fertilizer is goddamn expensive. But I mean, I'm gonna buy it because not buying it is stupid. Because the rewards that you get for doing this are more than the cost of doing it. Oh, he gave me some. Whoops. So do that, and you get, you know, money. So now we have to leave and come back in like 3 hours, and Zen Garden is pretty nifty. We can visit any time from the main menu, but it's time to defend our house. I'm going to hate this level because it's non-stop Bungee Zombie after Bungee Zombie. So, he gives me... And it's minigame time, I think. Yep, this is minigame. But, yeah. So Zen Garden's good. It's a good way to make a lot of money, but you really need to, put time into it.
And here we see an example of the rake not doing what it's supposed to.
This level doesn't follow the usual rules.
Yeah. Anyway, to finish the previous story, the thing is, when Settlers 2, or the thing with Settlers 2 and Settlers 3 checked it and determined that it wasn't running an official copy, it did a couple of things, but one of the most obvious things it did is your smeltery, which you needed to process all your ores, would not produce any iron. Anytime you tried to smelt iron, all you would get was pigs.
So you get pig iron, is what you're telling me?
No, just regular oinks.
Okay.
So, you're screwed if you're Jewish, and you can't make anything out of iron.
Okie dokie. That's a different thing.
Yes!
I really love how I'm getting all pots, and the only offensive things I've gotten are 4 chompers.
Yeah.
5 chompers. Okay. Now I have 1 per row. Well, this is entertaining.
I think this might be one of the ones that's a pre-made.
I know that this is a level that is, like, designed to work in a specific way.
Yeah,
But,
that might be how it's meant to work. Just always get 5, and then it's a case of patience.
I mean, the idea is it's supposed to give you you get the pots to block the guys off for as long as possible. You get the jack-o'-lanterns to keep your guys alive, and then the chompers instant kill as things come through. And then you're supposed to know that chompers can eat up to, like, X amount of squares in front of them. So, this chomper can eat this square. So it's good to know, so you need to know that fact. Because it makes your life easier. We're getting there, though.
Life of me, find that game.
Which game?
The one I mentioned earlier, the one that's kind of like a SimCity-ish, but...
Oh. I don't know. Let's go ahead and throw this around that guy. I don't really feel like using these cherry bombs. So I won't. Oh no, I lost a chomper. Here, put another one down. This level.
Zombies are coming.
It's a huge wave of... Oh, come on. Oh, don't do this. Now, here's the funny thing. I just killed a bunch of them. Remember how you said you've never seen one of them get killed?
Oh, yes, they can get eaten by the...
They can get eaten by piranhas.
I didn't use piranhas that much, so I keep forgetting about those.
I mean, it never really comes up much. But, I mean, that's a really easy way to kill these guys. And then just any attacking anything will do it. They just need enough time. This is a really slow level. Like, this is a really slow and boring level. Like, literally, the entire level is just me putting down pots and crap. Okay, I mean, you do that. Yeah, all we're doing is just waiting for the chompers to be ready to eat, to be hungry.
Fortunately, I take almost a minute.
We are doing that.
It takes forever for them to get hungry, and just the thing is, it's like, well, you know, that chomper's going away. This guy's gonna die.
Ted.
This is a problem right here. So, it might be time to
You
cherry
might want
bomb.
to cherry them.
Yeah, I'm thinking the same thing.
Now's a good time to
Okay, they weren't close enough. Damn it.
damage.
The problem is I can't hit this spot right now because I don't have any freaking, Oh god, they killed it before I had a chance to, drop it. Okay, hold on. There we go. That's a problem.
Probably boned.
Boned? Boned, you say? Are you sure? I think you should, retry that assessment. I'm just fine, and I'm gonna win just fine.
I'm never sure about anything.
You shouldn't be. Especially not if you think I'm gonna lose in a situation like this. I saved cherry bombs for a reason.
You sure about that?
Yep.
And there go your plants.
Which plants? I think I lost one.
Oh, those guys can eat the Descenders?
Yeah.
Yep.
Cool.
We commented on this earlier.
I was very tired, and still am.
In fact, actually, the only problem right now is now I'm not getting pots when I want them. So now we're just waiting for for my chompers to stop eating. So that way they can eat these guys. Here goes one down here. You know what? Let's just blow that. Ah, damn it, I can't. He moved on already. And there we go. Oh, would you look, garlic. Now I get to try Trance's favorite strategy.
You don't have the tools.
I have enough tools. Okay, folks. We'll see you guys next time when I'm going to prove to Trance that I have the tools. We'll see you soon.